Time magazine, the myth about exercise. Of course it's good for you, but it won't make you lose weight. Why? It's what you eat that really counts. Dr. Pompa, I know that you teach your 21st century detoxification and weight loss seminar across the country. You train doctors in your nutrition detoxification programs nationally. And this is obviously a topic. Exercise, weight loss, hormones, these sorts of things are what you're an expert in. So why is it that the myth about exercise, of course it's good for you, but it won't make you lose weight?
Yeah,
what is
why don't you lose weight with exercise? I have been saying it for years. And you know what? With all the topics that I talk about, I think I get a lot more resistance about that than anything. People don't want to accept it. As you're pounding away in the gym, and you know, it's like the big ongoing joke with my wife and I is, gosh, you know, it's like you look over and they're, you know, hour 2 of, you know, some endurance exercise, you know, and then they'll justify saying, you know, yeah, I can go home and eat whatever I want. That's one of the big problems with why you don't lose weight with exercise, because guess what happens when you exercise, especially endurance exercise? Your hunger goes up, and when your hunger goes up, so does the caloric intake. So now they're finding it. And by the way, this isn't something that's new news.
Right.
You know, I've been talking about this. This has been in the literature for years. And, you know, so we now know that, you know, in these studies, they're finally saying, it's like, gosh, you know, we're realizing it actually matters none. Matter of fact, they're saying it can actually work against you.
Absolutely.
Which is what I've been saying. Now, I will take it a step further. In my seminars, you've heard me talk about different types of exercise. There is some promise here for those out there that absolutely love to exercise. We refer to it more as, you know, burst training or interval type of training. Interval type of training is where you go 30 to 60 seconds as hard as you can, where you actually just burn up sugar. Matter of fact, you don't burn fat at all, because what's the old adage that, you know, when you're on the treadmill, you keep your heart rate low enough to where you're just in the fat burning zone. Well, the problem with that is studies show that whatever you're burning during exercise, you're burning the opposite later. So as you're home then sitting on your couch, you're actually burning and eating up your own muscle. So again, exercise works against you. Now, when you do a short burst, an interval type of training, what happens is you actually raise up your growth hormone. And so you spare your muscle and you burn up all your sugar, so your body actually for the next 24, 48 hours is actually replacing its sugar, and you're burning fat for 1 or 2 days. So you burn more fat by burning sugar when you exercise. Opposite is what we've been taught for so many years.
Wow.
However, I will say this, in my seminars, I still say it's only the cherry on the top, because if you want to lose weight, it's definitely more about what you're putting in your mouth than, you know, and that's what they're saying there, than actually anything to do with exercise. So at least if you're going to exercise, do the right type of exercise. There is some bonus there. But again, it's only the cherry on the top. And if you're doing the endurance exercise, the hour on the treadmill, the half hour on the treadmill or the bike, it's working against you, not for you.
Well, I've heard you speak, Dr. Pompa, and I know you talk about what you eat that really counts. And I know that you have a specific diet called the healing diet that affects hormones.
Right.
So how does the diet that you prescribe, and there's some other diets out there that affect hormones that promote weight loss? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say this, and I think it's really important for our viewers to understand this. I said it is more about what you put in your mouth. However, in the 21st century, weight loss is more about hormones than it is even about the food you're eating. So now I just really have, you know, put people back with that.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to take one step.
Or hormones.
Yeah, exactly. Or what you eat is what I'm saying. I'm going to take another step back, actually, because it's not as much about hormones, it is about toxicity, their effect on hormones.
I got that.
So we have a problem today in our society, and it's called weight loss resistance. People who absolutely are not able to lose weight, regardless of how much they exercise, obviously, we talked about that, or how they eat. I always say these people could follow me around or you around, you know, for a month, and they may lose 5, 10 pounds and just stop. And they will not lose more weight because of toxic issues, because toxins' effect on hormones is really the 21st century problem when it comes to weight loss. And I think that, you know, when we, to understand, and really to understand why people, and I know so many people are out there going, that's me. You know, it's like the second question I ask is, you know, how do you sleep at night? Because a lot of these patients, they also don't sleep well at night. Also, you know, do you wake up stiff in the morning? You know, how's your digestion? You know, these are symptoms of toxicity that may be underlying your ability to lose weight. So I think as we're educating patients finally, or at least, you know, the public about the myth about exercise, we need to talk about the myth about just weight loss in general and the myth about hormones, because that's a huge deal, and I think even a bigger deal than the exercise.
Well, that's going to clarify a lot of our viewers and individuals that we speak to across the country. So if you have any questions about the myth about exercise, go to our website, www.drpompa.com. There's ask the doctor questions, send us an email. We'd be glad to answer any more questions you have about the myth about exercise.
We also talk a lot about toxicity, its effect on hormones, and of course weight loss, and about why so many people just don't feel well. So go to the website, the videos are there, the information's there.